Begin in a comfortable seat and start to settle into your breath, settle into your body. Easy, natural breath. Let your awareness drop down as if settling with gravity down into the sentient, alive, feeling body. This meditation will be focused on heartbreak, heartache, grief. And we'll begin by getting in touch with the simple foundation of presence, which is at the base of your experience. There's a natural peace and steadiness at the base of your awareness, even if you're experiencing pain and discomfort. It holds your pain and discomfort. So settling into and opening to this simple presence of awareness. Let your breath be natural, as if the breath itself is breathing you. And then let arise in your felt sense experience whatever feeling is associated with your heartbreak, your heartache, the actual visceral feeling. It might be an achiness or constriction in your chest, or a warmth, a heat, a shearing sensation. Whatever it is, let it arise. It may morph or change, so whatever you feel, however it changes, hold this felt sense in the field of your gentle presence. Allowing it to be there exactly as it is. So you're not trying to change it or fix it or even to extract a lesson from it. Simply let the felt sense arise within the field of your still presence. When we experience heartbreak, there can be this feeling of constriction, like your heart is a static thing and you are a static thing that could break. Hence the term heartbreak. In this meditation, we're going to sense into the natural processes within ourselves that help us shift the focus from this solid, separate entity that could break to the reality of ourselves as a continual process of flowing and pulsing with all of life. And we will start simply with the breath. Letting the breath seep in deeply into the fullness of the lungs on all sides of the heart. So sensing this spaciousness of the breath to create awareness and space around the front of the heart, the sides of the heart, and the back of the heart. natural breath breathing you. And as you gently, rhythmically let the breath become more deeply receptive, your lungs are these spacious, supple pillows that surround your heart. And though the heart itself is an active, strong organ, it's a pumping muscle, it rests in the lungs. Your heart rests in the lungs. So as you breathe, feel the supple, spacious, receptive quality of the lungs, front, back, and sides of heart. And the heart rests in the lungs like a throne at the core of the chest. As your breath comes into the lungs, the breath oxygenates the blood, and the heart pumps the oxygenated blood to all of the body, all of the organs, every cell. So it might be helpful to sense your heartbeat or your pulse wherever else you might feel it in your body. Whatever helps you to tune in to this pumping circulation quality of the heart. Again, when we feel heartbreak, there is a sense of being static, as if we are separate, fragile, static, and can break. So there's this sense of constriction. So here, we're tuning into the natural processes that are actually circulating. They're moving. They're not static. Earthy, fluid blood is pumping, looping through the body back to the heart, through the body back to the heart, delivering nourishment, oxygen, life force to every cell. Just in the way that in the water cycle, water comes from the ocean out and back to the ocean and out and back to the ocean with the atmosphere, rainfall, and rivers, out and back to the ocean. The blood comes from the heart out to every organ and back to the heart, out and back to the heart in this full-bodied pulsation, circulation. And just as the heart is the center of the circulation process within you, it's also the center of the breath which connects to all of life. The heart is at the center of this greater breathing of life. It's not just pumping oxygenated blood through the body, but the blood is returning to the heart, and via the lungs we're exhaling carbon dioxide, which is being breathed by plants, which exhale oxygen, which we are breathing. So in addition to this internal rhythmic looping within the body, there's also this circulation out to all of life and then back into your body, into your lungs, into your heart. And this exchange isn't just with plants, but there is, as we breathe, there is this whole intricate, complex web of exchange that is regulating the atmosphere to make it the perfect combination that is hospitable for life to breathe. So there's an intricate process of homeostasis regulated by this exchange, this gaseous exchange of life itself, from this foundation of microorganisms, prokaryotes, which have this gaseous exchange that create an atmosphere that is the perfect balance for the thriving of life. So this internal and external circulation is so intricate, and as a whole is establishing the conditions for life to thrive. Stay with your rhythmic, natural breath. Heart resting in the throne of the lungs. And whenever you feel that static constriction of grief, of heartbreak, let that raw energy, that raw power, that sensation meld with the awareness of this continual earthy looping, pumping in the body and to all life. We are continually pulsing in the process of life. So this very organ of the heart, where we can feel so much pain, if we go in and we're not afraid to face that pain, we can find that there's actually power in that pain. And it is the very power that delivers life force to all cells, not just within our own bodies, but in this larger web of exchange, the breath of the web of life, the circulation of the web of life. When we can actually feel this viscerally, that we are not a static thing that could be broken. The heart is not a static thing that can be broken. We can start to release the constriction of this concept of ourselves as separate, this restricted sense of self that encases around the heart like a prison. And we can begin to notice that it may feel like our heart is breaking, but your heart cannot break. What's actually happening is that your sense of self is being broken open. And we can start to realize that we are more than we thought we were. We are not this limited, fragile heart. We're not this limited, fragile person with a limited, fragile heart. But we are part of this larger, full-blooded process, which is in continuous motion, circulating through our own bodies and breath. And when we really get this, not just as a concept of interconnection, but as a visceral experience, and then we're released from the pain of our separate self. Through the pain, we're released from the pain of our separate self into this full-blooded connection with all life. This full-blooded belonging which is the source of our power. Release your focus and let your mind rest for a moment in open, calm awareness. And when you're ready, closing your meditation.